George Balecki here with second-year Boston College football head coach Jeff Hafley, his second year in Chestnut Hill, and the Eagles getting ready to kick off their season this Saturday. Coach, appreciate you taking the time. Now, last season, your first year at the helm, 5 ACC wins, most for BC since 2009, but it's all about making the next step forward. What are the expectations for you this season?
Well, thanks, George, for having me on. My expectations and the team's expectations are just to build off of what you just said. We won 5 ACC games last year, more than they had since 2009, and we felt like we could have had more. So the expectations is to improve on those 5 wins, improve offense, defense, and special teams, and then continue to build our culture. We're still really all getting to know each other in person as we get away from COVID. We talk about, we want smart guys who are going to compete and who love each other and do everything for each other. We want to build off of that. So it's to get better in everything we do and really build on our culture and continue to, bring some big wins back to Boston.
And the first win you're hoping to get this Saturday with Colgate coming to Alumni Stadium for the opener. First time playing in front of fans in over 600 days for Boston College. The band will be back. It'll be the full pageantry of a BC football game. Now, does this week, the build-up, and even when you get there on Saturday, kind of feel like it's your first real go of football here at Boston College?
Yeah, it does. I remember pulling into the stadium last year for the first time, and campus was dead because really no one was out. No one was allowed to do anything. And it was just an eerie feeling. Just hearing the band from my office, hearing the cheerleaders and the spirit teams out there practicing, and just seeing all the work done on campus just for parking lots and stuff, that's all new to me. So when we pull in and see people tailgating, I'm excited for it. To run out of that tunnel with fans there for the first time and, hear a loud roar when we score our first touchdown with fans there, I am really excited. And that's one of the reasons, I was in the NFL for a long time. That's one thing you love about college football is the pageantry, is the game day, the little kids running around, throwing the football around. So I am really excited for it. And I hope the fans are too.
And one guy looking to lead you for plenty of those touchdowns, Phil Jerkovic, second season starting at quarterback for you. He's a guy that looks like he could play on Sundays. What has Phil meant to you and this team? And he kind of shares a similar journey to you, Jeff, as you're both in your second season at Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, Phil and I kind of came in together. Literally my first week here, we had him on an official visit. And then very shortly he joined us. The quarterback position is so important. Whether you're playing in the NFL, college, or high school football, he gives us experience behind the center, which is so important. He gives us a guy that now he's played a year. Last year everything was new, battling COVID, battling new playbook with limited practice time. Now he's got experience, and he's really rallied the guys. He's got great leadership ability. He's a guy who's big and strong, like you said, and can make all the throws. He can run. He's athletic. And then he does a great job of keeping plays alive. So I'm excited for him. And I'm going to see how much, just like we said before, how much can he improve and get better week to week in this year.
And one guy looking to improve, I don't know how much better he could get, but Zack Flowers at wide receiver, all ACC first team. What do you look forward for those two to show off when it comes to this Saturday and every game day?
Yeah, I think Zay, looking at his tape last year, there's certain things we challenged him on, whether it's in the blocking game, the spring up bigger plays for the running backs, or whether it's his, the routes down the field, his intermediate ones, his catch and run ability. We're going to use him some in the return game, which he really didn't do last year. And then his leadership. He's a guy we're looking to be on the field quite a bit, and to help pull our offense really to another level.
And up front, you got some All-Americans, Tyler Vrabel, Zion Johnson, Alec Lindstrom. So you got plenty of the skill position guys, but how reassuring is that as a head coach that up front, you got those big dudes up front to lead?
Yeah, whether offense or defensively, it's all going to start up front. And if Phil's going to have time to throw the ball, it's going to be because of them. And if our running backs are going to get yards, it's going to be because of them. So while you might not see them on the stat sheet, we're going to go as far as they do. And that's a group with a ton of experience. It's a group with a ton of potential. And they need to show it this year. And I'm really counting on them. It's a great group of guys who have worked really hard together. And they look good. They've changed their bodies, their mindsets. They're probably the closest group on our team. And we're going to need them to lead us on Saturday.
All right, so the offense is stacked with talent, Jeff. We know that, but your defense is your background is defense after all. Where will the strength of that side of the ball be this year for you?
It will probably be the secondary. It's the most returning guys that we do have. We have a bunch of corners that are coming back, a nickel that's coming back, Our safeties have all played. We got some transfers that will help us out. Our linebackers will be new. We lost 2 players in Max Richardson and Isaiah McDuffie, who are both in the NFL right now. So we're going to have 2 new linebackers. We're going to play some young guys and some vets. And then up front, we got a bunch of guys returning. You'll see a bunch of new faces. We hit the injury bug a little bit there. So early on in the season, there's going to be some new guys. We're going to have to step it up. Young defense. I know it might look old on paper, but it's younger. It's less experienced. But I think you're going to see some fast guys running around. And, Coach Tem Lukabu's done a great job with them. And I'm excited to help out in any way I can there.
Has anyone on that side of the ball really stepped up and impressed you as a leader and really kind of caught you off guard in a way of saying, hey, this guy put in the work and now he's ready to take the next step on defense?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think Jason Maitre is a guy who's going to actually be a game day captain for us this week. He's stepped up. Isaiah Graham-Mobley, transfer from Temple, great leadership, and he needs to be because he's the middle linebacker, and the middle linebacker, he needs to be a leader. Josh DeBerry had his best training camp, defensive back, and he's a guy that's going to show up. Marcus Valdez, captain for us last year, same thing on the D-line. So we're going to need those guys. And I'm hoping more leaders kind of emerge as we get going and some of these younger guys get some more experience.
And now week 2, you travel to UMass for an in-state matchup. That'll be on NESN Plus. What do these in-state games mean to you and the program?
I think they're great. I think anytime you can have a regional game or a game in state to get more people from our state to come to the game, that maybe it's a little bit closer in their area to see our guys play, to spread the Boston College message and brand out there. I think it's huge, and I think our guys look forward to it. I know Walt Bell's done a good job since he's been there, and this should be the best team that he's had in building it, and I have a lot of respect for him. So I'm excited. And people have asked, do I care that we're going there? No, I don't. I think it's going to be great. We get a chance to travel in our state, and hopefully some more people will come out and watch us.
And Jeff, you were introduced as a head coach for Boston College in December of 2019. The pandemic hits in 2020. What sticks with you from last season? What perspective was gained as you go into year 2 as a head coach?
Yeah, the biggest thing I learned is things are going to come up unexpected. And my job is not just to coach football anymore. My job is to look out for this team and care for this team and put this team first. And when things are thrown at me, you can't flinch. You got to look it straight head on and figure out how to go through certain things. And that's what I had to learn to do really in my first year as a head coach. Everybody thinks it's just coaching football, but when you step into this seat, things change. And I think the pandemic might have been a blessing for me because I learned how to deal with a lot of things and a lot of adversity. And we have a team of guys who never flinched, and we became really tight because of it.
Love that. Now, end on this one, 2 North Jersey guys talking to each other. What's your favorite North End Italian spot?
Well, honestly, I've barely been to the North End. You're going to have to give me recommendations. My first year here, we're in COVID, so I tell the team not to go anywhere, so I don't go anywhere. And then this summer, I got around a little bit, but you might have to send me some. You might have to send me some spots for good food and some bagels, man.
I got you. We'll do it, man. On a mission. We'll find some time. I think we might have to wait till after the season. You're gonna be a little busy starting this Saturday.
No doubt. No, I appreciate it, George. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you. 123rd season of Boston College football kicks off this Saturday. Head coach Jeff Hafley, thank you so much for joining me. Hope we do it again, and best of luck this week.
All right, thanks, George. Thanks, guys.
PNC Bank, helping to make banking easier.